everybody, it's Greg from Doc Sports back with your Docs Daily, Friday edition. Locked and loaded here for June 27th, and hope everybody is staying cool, because here in the Midwest, I know all of us basically in the middle of the country, it's like a bazillion degrees. When it's hotter here than it is in Vegas, you know it's hot and steamy. We're going to have some free plays for you, Major League Baseball. Maybe we'll talk a little CFL, WNBA. You never know what you're going to get when you get all these misfits together. But before we get to it, let's take care of some business. DocSports.com/free60. That's where you can get a free $60 account for all new users. Check us out. People always say, hey, how do I get in on the good stuff? This is where you get the good stuff. DocSports.com/free60, free $60 account. And it comes with a guarantee, just like you're spending real money. So do that if you're a new customer. It's just $30 per sport per day. So you can get in on 2 of your experts you see on the screen here, or any of them over here at Doc Sports. Okay, also don't forget about the Premium and Premium Plus. This is where you can get even a little sample, just a little dabble. What do they say? A little drop of salt, like, you just sprinkle it on the top, sugar, whichever one you like. You can get Premium is Indian Cowboys plays every day, $19.99. That's usually about 3 plays a day from him. And then if you want to add in on top of that an extra $30 to the $49.99 a month level, that gets you 3 of the Doc Sports plays plus Indian Cowboys plays every day. So make sure you check it out. Click the link in the description below to get in on it. It's a $2,700 value for the Premium Plus. So make sure you check it out. We do see we have 1 new member here, so thanks for joining in. You won't regret it. Join in. Okay, guys, let's go around the horn. I've been out the last few days, so I've missed you. And then you guys were out on Monday, the Chicago boys. So we haven't talked in 4 or 5 days other than by text. Let's start with you, Griffin. Well, how you been doing? What do you have for tonight to start the weekend off?
Everything's been pretty hot as of late, other than I will say MLB has been very slow for me. I've had a couple two really bad days. Tonight, though, we're back in action. I did actually come off a 7-unit best bet win, though. And the WNBA, I've hit back-to-back winners on that. I have a 4-unit selection tonight there. 3 plays on the MLB Diamond. Hit my 6-unit player prop or MLB game prop yesterday. Back with another 4-unit game prop as well as a 2-unit player prop on the MLB Diamond. And that is my action for today, Craig.
Well, I always say baseball is the dog days. You either start hot and you got to dig your way out, or start cold and dig your way out, or you start hot and you kind of like go back and forth. It's just a long season. It's like you can be hot, but with a 6.5-month season, you're going to have your lulls. So make sure you stay in tune. It's just the hard work is ahead of us. Nick, what do you have for today?
Yeah, I had a great day yesterday. Besides my one top play in the MLB, I had the Seattle Mariners. Don't know what they were doing. Think they got rained. They were in a rain delay. I think they left their bats in the clubhouse, for crying out loud. They got no runs the prior day, and now yesterday, no runs at all. Just brutal performance on the offensive side. Hancock actually pitched really well through 5 innings, only giving up those 2 earned runs. But we're still 5-1 in my last 6 MLB plays. I have a 2-pack here tonight, looking to bounce back after that loss. We had the Toronto Blue Jays yesterday. They got the win 6-0 over Cleveland. WNBA heating up here. I'm 2-0 in the last 2 plays. Props have been solid, and CFL kicked off with a winner. I'm 1-0. We have a 4-unit going off here tonight. I believe there's only that 1 game. So we're locked and loaded here. We're going to continue staying hot. We're going to bounce back off of that top play loss here. I'm feeling really good about my baseball card today, Craig.
All right. Robert, it's good to have you back. I don't think I've seen you in 2 weeks. We haven't been on together in a couple weeks.
It's been a minute. I was going to say, you did a great job on that intro, too, on that lead-in. Like, so smooth, just so good. Maybe it's because I haven't heard your dulcet tones in a couple of weeks, but, man, that was just oozing sexuality, man. That was really, really, really good.
Hey, I'm 50 since you've seen me last, so it's like,
That's
I'm bringing
not getting older, just getting better.
What do they say? I'm bringing sexy back. I'm bringing 50 back. How about that?
Yep. Love everything you're doing, man. 1 in baseball again yesterday. That's 8 out of 9 days, 23 out of 33. 1 in the WNBA. And God damn it, despite giving out all those winners in soccer here yesterday, I ended up losing -100 in soccer yesterday because I took that stupid Wyatt Casablanca. I took them and draw the same way I played that Man City match. They get up 1-0 against El Ain, who has been awful, who lost their first 2 matches 5-0 and 6-0, and they blew a 1-goal lead. So I took it on, minus 100, not a huge loss, but a loss. And today I got nothing. I got absolutely nothing for any of you. I'm passing at everything today. I got a 7-unit in soccer on Sunday. I'm going to have a big card in soccer on Sunday. I can tell you right now. Love what's going on Sunday. And I'll have a 7-unit tomorrow in baseball. But today, pass. Wasn't in the headspace today.
All right. I've been hot. I don't want to but
jinx. Throw the jinx on it.
The month of June for my 50th. I mean, I started partying literally on the 3rd out in Vegas for a week, and then ended up getting surprised after my birthday for a big birthday party last weekend. So it's been an amazing run. I got a 7-unit play in the CFL, 4-1 on the year in CFL. Hit all my top plays. So let's do it again tonight. But the prop run has been the surprising thing. My props, I kind of tweaked a little of my system, and it's on a 10-1 run now the last 11 days. So I'm going to look to stay hot with the 4-unit play there as well. So make sure you check those out. Okay, let's talk baseball, though, because as we said, it is hot and humid in the Midwest. And we've seen it's the feast or famine right now. Man, there's teams that are just absolutely tearing it up, and there's teams really struggling. Griffin, find me a winner today for a free play here in Major League Baseball.
Yeah, Craig, I'm looking at this matchup, and this is a total kind of letdown spot in my eyes. So we've got the Rays rolling into Baltimore to play the Orioles game 1 of this set, and this will be the Rays' 2nd consecutive road series. And on top of this, going to this pitching matchup. So Sugano gets a start for Baltimore tonight, and then tomorrow is Eflin. So I feel like this is a game where they're going to lay it all on the line. And it's also very deceiving because you can go down this right now. Tampa Bay 19-12 on the road, 7-3 in their last 10 games, currently on a 3-game winning streak. They're doing everything right. On the other hand, Baltimore is not. Baltimore's 4-6 in their last 10 games, currently on a 2-game losing streak. This line currently sitting at minus 130 is heavily baiting you to take the Rays in this matchup. I see a psychological flip here. I'm on Baltimore here plus value. I think this is a game they lay it all on the line. I think tomorrow's a letdown spot for them. So in this matchup, I'm on Baltimore. Give me them plus value here in this one, Craig.
Quick follow-up here. Do you think this Orioles team is a buyer or seller? Because they kind of got themselves the last couple of weeks kind of back to where people thought they would be beginning of the year after the terrible start? Or is this a team that's just going to basically play out the string and then be big sellers?
It's interesting. April, they opened up 9-16. Then they fouled up in May. They went 9-18. Now they're 13-10 in the month of June. And, I talk about this a lot because this team is really the same team they were last year. They have a few different guys. Their pitching rotation, they actually dumped off that Dean Creamer. He's actually been terrible with who's he with right now? I'm drawing a cloud in my brain, whatever. He's not as good as he was by any means, but this team actually is one of the same teams. So in my eyes right now, I'd probably wait this thing out. I mean, it's a tough situation with them because they're 12 games below 500. They're 5th in the AL East. They've got a lot of ground to cover right now. They're still a very young team. So I wouldn't call them buyers nor sellers in this situation. I'd kind of just let it drag out. If anything, they need to go get a new pitching. They need a starting rotation. They need a couple pitchers in this staff because that's where they're struggling the most. That is where they're struggling. My bad. Couldn't get it out. But that's where I'm at with it right now. They're weird right now. It's a tough. Yeah. What are your thoughts on them right now?
I kind of think they're going to be sellers. There's not a lot of big arms out there, at least that we've heard.
Go to Miami. Miami's got arms.
How about Eflin? He would be a guy that would be a number 2 or 3 in most situations. Not having the most unbelievable year, but he's had some good track records. So it'll be interesting what this team does because they're in a very tough division. I cannot see them leapfrogging all 3 teams, even though there's 2 wild cards. It does keep you in it a little. You're going to have to be above 500 by 5 or 6 games. That is a lot to ask for this team. So it'll be interesting what they do. Robert, let's go to you. What do you think here? Free play action today. Some haves and have-nots out there. Can you find us a winner?
We did well yesterday with our free plays too. I gotta say, we did all right. Griffin, we said we were going to cycle back. You won with the Mets. I was wrong. The Mets won. We also hit the under on that play. So we did some good things yesterday for those of you that are watching. Also, Jack Hashimoto in the side. Also, you nailed it, man. Hit the like button or you will lose. Like and subscribe, people. All right. I mean, Craig, where do you think I'm going? Where do you think I'm going to go today when I need to win it? I'm going to bet
Milwaukee. You're going Milwaukee.
I'm going Milwaukee. What are we even talking about? Minus 1.5. It's only minus 105 that Creek Quintana can roll. Like Colorado, if they're below minus 150 on the run line, you just bet against them. They just lost to the Dodgers at home. They're on the road now. Like, is it going to be any better? They're 10-31 on the road. They're winning less than 25% of the games on the road. Milwaukee needs cheap wins where they can find them. This is just stupid. Like, who's even pitching today for Colorado? Did they even name a starter
Freeland.
yet?
It's Freeland. Yeah.
Oh, Freeland. Oh, okay. Oh,
Even better.
Maybe I got to rethink this. The guy's only got like a 10.2 road ERA or whatever it is. Like, no, don't overthink it. Bet against Rockies every single day. And again, not sure if you noticed, but the White Sox are getting there too, man. The White Sox only have 8 more wins than the Rockies, who are historically bad. And this is after the White Sox were historically bad last year. Every day you should be betting against the White Sox and the Rockies, period. End of sentence.
I'm not arguing it.
I mean, it's hard to they had the worst start in baseball, right? The first 60 games, 70 games, or whatever it was, they had the worst start ever. Which, there's been some historically bad teams out there. So in a league that is pretty the top and the bottom, I don't think is nearly what it used to be in baseball too. So it seems like you should be able to scratch out to win a third of their games. They're not even going to do that this year. So Nick, the baby-faced assassin, they said is taken by Steph Curry, but you're looking good, my man. You got you went and got the facial with your girlfriend or what?
No, I have a wedding actually tonight. So she wanted me to clean up a little bit, had to do it for her. So.
Is it your wedding?
No, it's not my wedding.
Okay, just making sure.
No, I got to get in the car right after this and drive up to the wedding. But Griff stole my play, so we'll give you a little hidden gem here. Even though we hit the Mets yesterday, so I'm looking at this Athletics and the New York Yankees here. So Mitch Spence will be on the mound for the Athletics. He's 2-2. He has an ERA just under 4 here, sitting at a 3.84. Nothing special, nothing great. He's got 58 innings of work, 50 strikeouts, under his strikeout here per inning. But the guy I want to target is going to be Will Warren for the New York Yankees here. He's 4-4, and his ERA is over a 4, sitting at a 4.66 here on 75 innings of work. He has 96 strikeouts. Yes, he has strikeout stuff, but he likes to give up runs early. He gets behind hitters here. And what do we see against this Athletics team against the Detroit Tigers in that Tarek Skubal, the Cy Young winner? They got after him right away in these first 5 innings there. Lenny almost came in. I'm not sorry there, Lenny. They scored 2 runs in the first, 2 runs in the second. This is a team that's hitting the ball very good early on. Will Warren, he gives up a lot of runs here. It's a little hidden gem. It's plus money here. It's very risky, but I like the Athletics to come out against Will Warren here. They just lost to the Yankees 8-0, didn't score 1 single run. I think they attack Will Warren here. I like the Athletics in the first 5 innings, plus money, folks.
Is it Warren or is it Smith?
It's Will Warren.
Warren's on
I've seen both, but I think it's Warren today as well.
Okay. Don't you think the under looks kind of juicy in that one, though? The Yankees, right? They haven't gone over in, 9 or 10 games now? It's like they just haven't been scoring runs. So I kind of maybe a little parlay action.
What was Lenny coming in and talking about? Threw me off. Them Tigers.
Put some respect on their name. That's all I'm going to say.
Hey, I love the Tigers, Lenny. You know me.
Craig, the wind is blowing in Yankee Stadium today. However, I did see a number as similar weather profiles have only led to a 5% reduction in the number of home runs historically in this stadium. So the wind's blowing in, but it doesn't have a huge impact, but just a little extra juice to your under that you were talking about there. And Nick, have you seen Will Warren pitch? I kind of like his stuff. I kind of like the way he throws the ball. But he has too many blow up innings. You know what I mean? He gets good movement, but he's just not there. He had an ERA over 10 last year. He's creeping up towards 5. He's a guy in the future I think will figure it out and will be pretty good. Because again, I like the movement on his pitches.
I don't think he's good in New York.
Yeah, right.
I don't think he's good in New York. He needs to find a different team.
I will 100% agree with that. Yep.
Well, I mean, New York, I think, is going to be adding bottom of the rotation type guy. I don't think they're going to go out there and get the game changer as far as the top of the rotation type guy. But I do think this is probably a guy who's going to be either gone or in the bullpen after the trade deadline. I like a little free play. I know there's going to be one of those big winners today, plus 150 or more. So there's a couple candidates out there. The Marlins and the Nationals. I think one of those two is going to win today. I think the more likely, probably the Nationals. But the Marlins not been playing absolutely terrible baseball. So I wouldn't talk to either of those. I would probably bet both of them. You only got to win one of the two today, and maybe even parlay them together, because we've seen that, the good teams have struggled against the bad teams this year. Someone just said in the comments about the Giants. Giants got swept. The theory of, if a really good team loses game one, you come back, you double up the game two. If you triple up game three, well, that puts you really in the hole if you did that in that Giants series. So I think there's going to be a couple big underdogs out there today. Those late games, I think, are always risky, because everybody's trying to get even in the late games. They bet all the favorites. And this is what they call the wipeout game, and the Hawaii game in football, in college football. It's everybody comes back and bets whoever's favorite in that late game. A lot of times it's a Hawaii game or Washington State, something like that. So make sure you check that out.
Okay, Brian S., you touched on that, so I want to talk about it. The Royals are randomly going to win today? No, they're not. I talked about it yesterday. The Royals stink, man. The Royals are not good. They got off to a much better start than I was expecting, and this was after last year. Everything just kind of broke right for them last year. I said yesterday on the show, I had my 8-unit futures play on Kansas City under this year, because they're not very good. This is another team that I can see selling off some parts as we get to the trade deadline and marshaling for next year.
What was that total, Robert? Do you remember?
It was either 8. I think it was 83.5. It was either 83.5 or 84.5. It was above 500, and I had them tabbed below 500. They're just not very good. And the Dodgers right now, there's no way I'm betting against the Dodgers. And that number is in a playable range where you can play it on the money line. You don't even have to take the run line with them. Kansas City, again, they got shut out again yesterday. I think that's 10 of 13 games that they've scored 3 runs or fewer in. They can't hit, and their pitching isn't good enough. No, I think the Dodgers roll them all weekend long.
3 point. I think they're averaging runs for them is 3.3 or something like that. Might even be a little slightly below 3.3 now, which is bottom of the league in almost all the offensive categories. It's amazing they're as close to 500 as they are.
I agree. They have been an overachiever to this point. The bottom is going to drop out. Then they're going to sell away a couple of the decent parts they have. Kansas City is very much a long-term fade for the rest of the season.
I mean, the Dodgers are 5.6 runs a game versus 3.29, I think it is. So it's that is a really big edge offensively. You don't see that very often in baseball, where you get a 2+ advantage on the offensive side.
One of the other things about the Dodgers too is they've played a lot of big series lately. They had the rivalry series with San Francisco. They had those couple emotional series with San Diego. I think it's good for them that they are out of Los Angeles right now, and that they get to go pick up some cheap wins. They rolled through Colorado. That was nothing. Now they're on the road in Kansas City. They're out of the bright lights, right? This is where we're going to see the Dodgers rack up 10 of 12 wins or something like that. Or they're going to win 15 and 19 games or something like that, just quietly going on the road and just dismembering teams that they're much better than.
Nick, you want to talk about this parlay piece? Rangers, no runs first inning, and Mets, Pirates, no runs first innings?
Let's see what we got here, Scotty B.
Just so you guys know, Nick is kind of known as the nerfy guy. That's what we call no run first innings, nerfy.
Yeah, Scott, I absolutely love the Seattle Mariners and the Texas Rangers nerfy. You got Gilbert on the mound. He's 2-2. His ERA is just over 3. And then Evaldi's been great at home, so I definitely like that. It's in Arlington. And these freaking Mariners, I almost said effing, but these Mariners just have not been scoring in the last 2 games. They got shut out by the Minnesota Twins. So I think Evaldi will have success here. And the only thing that concerns me, but the Texas Rangers, they're only averaging, I think, 3.3 runs per game. The only thing that concerns me is Logan Gilbert's fastball early inning number 1. Okay, he gives up a ton of home runs early in ball games there. He's got very fast stuff. And Griffin, don't even say, yes, I know I struck out against him.
No, I'm not going there. I'm not going there.
Okay,
listen, Gilbert's got a road ERA
at
a 5. He's got a road ERA this season at a 5. And Evaldi's got a home ERA at 1.75 on the season. So I think the even better play on this is to take the Rangers to win the first inning. That can get you some more value.
Isn't this Evaldi's first start? Does anybody know how he looked in his? I'm sure he had a rehab start.
It wasn't tracking him. Nope.
Haven't tracked it.
I mean, his numbers are crazy on the year, but
Stupid good. Yeah.
I
Yep.
always worry
He's
about
got
a guy
69
first time
innings
back.
worth, enough
Like,
for
I
me.
can't imagine he's going past like 3.5, 4 innings in this one. I'm sure he's on a pitch count. So
I hate
I was
throwing-
thinking first 5 innings in this one. Other than that, though,
I hate throwing this out there too at you guys. Somebody was talking about the Royals, Brian. Well, Dustin May has a 6 ERA on the road this season, so I see where you're at with that. I hate throwing in the Confluence stacker on top of it, and Noah Cameron for the Royals. This kid is absolutely very good. Problem is, you have to bet off with the Royals right now. You're not getting enough value to take a money line, and as everybody just spoke about, they cannot score runs to save their lives. I wanted to touch up on that, but everyone was talking, so I backed off for a minute, but I got my shot.
what do they do with May, Nick? Like, obviously, they're going to be buyers. They're always buyers at the trade deadline. They must just have, like, they just literally have the printing press in the background printing off money. Like, he's got to be the odd man out, right? Because he's been really bad the last month or so.
Terrible. Yeah, I think he comes with value. Obviously, he's coming off that injury, but he's still a great arm in that rotation. And a lot of teams here in the major leagues would take Dustin May on their team. So maybe look to trade May at the trade deadline for, maybe some prospects. That's where I would definitely go with it. You have a stacked lineup in that rotation anyways, and you could always buy people. But this is the time where I think you want to trade Dustin May away and get some prospects.
To Baltimore, right? Baltimore has they have a good young farm system. They have good young talent that they can part with, and they need starting pitching. And he's a power arm that they kind of don't have in that rotation. So I think that would be a good match.
I mean, you hate to give up on a guy, like you said, on an injury bounce back year. But at some point, if you get it and he doesn't turn around for the trade deadline, you kind of got to look at it. Although I will say this, Kershaw is like, this is about the time of year where he gets injured. So it's like, if he would go down, then, or somebody else, then it's like, okay, now we might have to add 2 guys. That might be unrealistic. So we'll see what happens there. But they're definitely going to be buyers. And the Dodgers, I don't know. Someone look it up. Lenny, if you're in the background, what are they? I'm guessing they're the favorites to win it this year. They got to be like odds on at this point, because they're absolutely just killing it on offense.
And Scott, with that Nerfy and the New York Mets and the Pittsburgh Pirates, I would just be very cautious of that one, just because the Mets, they're starting to pick up on that offensive side. And then you got Keller on the bump for the Pirates. He's 1-10 this season. His ERA is at a 4. That's my only concern with that one. So I would be cautious on that Nerfy. I like the other one, the Mariners and the Rangers over.
Better. I think it's a little dangerous anytime you it's so hot here in the Midwest and even in New York there. It's like, man, the ball's got to be flying out today. So it's all it takes is one wrong ball. Boom. There's Lenny here.
Dodgers plus 250, Yankees plus 600, Tigers plus 8, Cubs plus 1,000, and the Mets are plus 1,000. That's your
so basically everybody else is almost triple the odds. So it's like hard to take because injuries and stuff at this point of the year. But I mean, they look really, really good. Although the National League is the tougher of the two. So if you can find yourself an American League team, I think it's the more winnable side to get to the World Series at least. Let's talk CFL a little bit tonight. I know I have a top play, so I really can't talk about it. I think, Nick, you have a top play. Griffin, you have a top play as well in the CFL?
No, I do not.
This is injury week in the CFL. Last night was the only game of the 4 games that's going to have the starting quarterbacks. So backup quarterback tonight. Is there a worry with the backup here tonight, Nick?
I wouldn't think so. I mean, I'm riding it. So my algorithm spit out a couple lines that had the backup in there. So I'm all over my algorithm in the CFL, and it's been doing me right. I'm 1-0 here, so we're gonna keep riding that. I'm no concerns on that side. I don't want to give it up.
The total's a little interesting. I think you're on the side right tonight.
Yeah, I'm on a side,
and I'm on the same side tonight. So FYI, you can go check that over at Doc Sports. But the total's a little interesting because it's only 48.5 tonight because I think it's Bethel Thompson's in for Montreal. But this Hamilton defense has not been great. They come off a bye. Robert, any look at maybe this seems a little low. Anytime I see the CFLs in the 45 to 49 range, that's low for the CFL.
I do not do CFL. Never have, never will. Don't watch it. Don't bet it.
Robert,
don't do
you're
anything.
in the South. You love football.
However, I am going to dip back for 1 second. The real 704 champ at 117 said, alcohol because story someone's salad. He's trying to read my sign over here. It says alcohol because no great story started with someone eating a salad. That's what that is. So he was trying to read that. But no, I'm like less than a week. My anniversary is next Tuesday. So I'm like a week away from being into like actual football mode. So in 2 weeks, we'll be ready to talk. I'll be ready to talk some football. Like I've already started compiling those numbers. So I'm not going to waste my time on this. Not saying that, I'm not disparaging. Like Griffin, I know you're hot as balls in CFL, right? Like there's money to be made in the CFL. I'm not disparaging it. I'm just saying for me, summer is time to recharge the batteries a little bit. That's why I don't do a lot during the summer. And I take days like today where I just pass. Like I'm chilling out and saving my energy for the fall and the winter. So
Griffin's a young buck. Griffin, what do you think this total tonight? Seems low. I thought the number, when I put my numbers out, I thought this would be 49 and a half.
I got a premium on the total tonight.
You do have a premium on the total. I thought you were on the
I
side.
got nothing on this game, and I'm going to tell you how to bet it, folks.
Oh, shit. Degenerate Lenny is on the hook.
Listen, I'm a little rough today, so bear with me. It's a teaser situation. It's a 6-point teaser. I'm taking Hamilton up and over the about 8.5 you should be able to get, and I'm taking the 48.5 down, and I'm just letting that go over. And then I'm not even going to watch the game. I'm not even going to watch it. That's just an automatic bet for me. As it's just saying, that's just what it is. It is what it is. You mentioned quarterbacks. This is not new. This is an ongoing problem in the CFL for the last 2, maybe even 3 years now.
I don't want to say they're taking games off because it's a long season, but it seems like
they're not. This is a problem. They play a lot looser, and it's not. I don't want to say it's not NFL caliber talent, right? It's not. Otherwise, they would be in the NFL. But there's injuries for quarterbacks. There's not one CFL team that started with their quarterback and ended with their quarterback at the end of the year.
Well, they play a longer season, and there's like it's crazy. They'll play a lot of where you play on Sunday, come back and play on Thursday, like all the time, which is just crazy. The NFL tries to avoid those type of things that happens every once in a while, or it happens all the time. So, and the other team will be fully rested off of bye week. It's like they don't give a shit. They just like
teaser.
Go. Yeah. So there you go. Degenerate Lenny says teaser. How about WNBA? Any leans in the WNBA? I didn't love these tonight. I leaned towards Phoenix a little bit. But other than that, like the Indiana Fever without Caitlin Clark tonight, that makes them very tough to play. Any opinion on that, on anybody?
I mean, I like a couple interesting lines. Like I said, I passed, with Caitlin Clark being out, my opinion on that. I like the over in that matchup. She hasn't been playing really well anyway. So I can see Indiana step up. That game though, for me, is a stay away on the side because it's still, even without her, they're begging you to take Indiana, right? And then the other game that jumped out at me was this Minnesota-Atlanta game. The line has completely swung. Atlanta was a favorite. They were a -1 favorite, right? Worst record, Minnesota dominant team, but Atlanta was favored. For me, that was a giant red flag to go on Atlanta. But now that line has swung 4 points. So I don't know if somebody's out, or I don't know if just public action, sharp action, big bet coming in on Minnesota. But I kind of like Atlanta on that side and the over in Indiana. Those were the two games that jumped out at me. But like I said, it's a pass. I didn't love them enough to fire away at it.
It's kind of weird that you want to know how bad the Chicago Sky are. The expansion Golden State team is a 9-point favorite tonight. Now, Golden State's been playing great basketball, but it tells you a little bit. And I know the Chicago WNBA injuries really affect these teams. They're not nearly as deep as, so it's crazy though that they're that big a favorite. But Golden State as an underdog, they were my 7-unit NBA best bet of the week earlier. They nearly won outright. Never outside the line. But as a favorite this much, that's crazy tonight.
Hey, also I wanted to mention, somebody in the comments was asking about that Cubs game. I'm not sure what you Chicago guys think about that, but I really like Houston. I watched a bit of that Houston-Philadelphia series. That looked like playoff baseball. Like that was intense. That was a very intense, low-scoring series. I feel like Houston is just in a good mindset right now. The Cubs, they've just been so up and down, man. They're coming off that tough series with St. Louis. They're on the road here. I just don't trust them. For me, it's not about the pitching matchup really at all or anything other than Houston has been playing consistently very good, very high-level baseball over the last 3 or 4 weeks. The Cubs are really erratic right now. So for me, it's 100% the Astros today.
Hey, I got a hands up moment with the Houston Astros. I literally was burying them. I mean, they were like 4 or 5 games below 500. I mean, I got the shovel out. I was, like I had this, and I unburied them so fast. Now they're like one of the teams I've been betting a bunch lately.
Yeah.
Nick, your Cubs, on the other hand, these teams are both 15 games above 500, by the way, which is crazy from where Houston came from. You're a Cubs fan. Are you like a little worried because we start to see the cracks a little bit, or is it just like the dog days of summer where, you're just going to go through these?
Definitely concerned. I think we got to do something at the trade deadline for sure. And I'm going to keep saying it. I feel like, a broken record here, but they got to get a bullpen arm. You got to get bullpen in there. We get our starter going through 5 after he's out. It's like, okay, well, we better have 8 to 9 runs here because our bullpens are going to give up a couple runs. So they have to do something at the trade deadline. I'm not concerned about the offense or their position players here. We need bullpen arms, and we need somebody to come and close down the game, for crying out loud. I'm sick and tired of seeing all these runs from the bullpen. But today's game, that's why I was very iffy about it. You've seen this Houston team, how well they're playing on a 4-game winning streak. They're 7-3 in their last 10 games. They got Walter on the mound, though. He's 0-1 on the season. His ERA is sitting at a 3.38, I believe. They should pound him. Smaller ballpark. We'll see. That's why I stayed away from him. But it's kind of like Lenny and those Detroit Tigers. Take the Cubs first 5, take a money line, baby. But yeah, my one concern is that bullpen.
I mean, they're 500. They are a 500 team, or just about 500 for the month of June. And if you go back and look at the Cubs, and again, 15 games over 500 is 15 games over 500. Like, that's no joke. They're an
that'll get them in the playoffs.
Team.
500 baseball from here on will get them in the playoffs.
But if you look back at the Cubs over the last 2 months, okay, they've beaten a lot of bad teams. That's my concern. When they play good teams, when they have been in series against other good non-divisional teams, they haven't done very well. They haven't won many of those series. They beat up on the Marlins. They beat up on the Reds. They beat up on the Rockies, the Pirates. Like, they beat up on crappy teams. That's a sign of a good team, right? Like, you got to beat the bad teams. But when they are in series like this, I do not trust them even a little bit, because I just haven't seen them do it against very many good teams, and certainly not in the last 2 months.
I like the series price for sure, Houston. I don't know about tonight. This of the games, this is the one the Cubs kind of need to win, because I don't think they're going to win the other one. So
this is one of those games that I talked about with Lenny like last week. This is Houston run line. Like, I take them minus 1.5.
If they win, they probably blow up.
Yes, if they win this game, I do not think that it's going to be close. And I think that you're getting really good value on that run line. Yeah, you're getting like plus 175 on that. So that's a high value play. That's the play in this game, is take Houston and take Houston on the run line.
Someone asked me about the Reds tonight. I actually might be going to the game. I've got a hook in on some scout seats. We call them the Nick seats. Those are where Nick and Griffin always set. But I won't be betting the game, because if I bet the Reds and I'm at it, I don't think I've ever won when I bet the Reds. I 0 for probably 30. When I bet against them, they always win. Maybe the Reds should just have me bet against them, set me in the diamond or scout seats every game, and we'll call it even. At the end of the day, they'll end up winning like 1,000 games every or 100 games every year. So I do think the Reds have a chance to win today, but I think it's a big letdown spot. As good as they've played lately, it kind of looks like a little bit of letdown, like after you beat the Yankees in the series, it's like, the Padres are coming in. They're not playing that great. It's like, the Reds are one. They either scored 10 or 1. So it's like, it could be the one day. So.
Well, you were talking about the Nationals earlier about liking that game. Same kind of situation, right? Like, the Angels just swept the Red Sox. Yep. And if you watched any of those games, big crowds, big boisterous crowds, the Red Sox, Red Sox fans are always coming out of the woodwork whenever they're on the road. So the Angels just swept the Red Sox in a big emotional series. Now they got the freaking Nationals. So there's going to be like a quarter of the people there and a quarter of the energy in the stadium that there has been the last 3 days. Same idea as what you're talking about with the Reds. After the Yankees breeze out of town, always a little bit of a letdown.
This is the week that I worry about in baseball the most, because it's between now and the holiday, for the July 4th holiday. And it's like, it seems like that baseball kind of saves the really good series for like right up to around the holiday, July 4th. And you look at kind of the matchups out there, maybe the Astros and the Cubs. Outside of that, not the biggest marquee matchups as far as, versus team versus A versus team versus B. But we will have that come July 4th weekend. I mean, you see some really big matchups, so I can't wait for a week from tomorrow when we see July 4th. My favorite holiday of the year, by the way. Got a big pool party. Big pool party.
Oh, you fit in down here in the South, man. It's the hillbilly New Year down here.
Love
These friggin' Southerners with the 4th of July. I swear to God, never seen anything like it, man.
I'm going to be on like a 3-day Jello shot making thing, like Tuesday,
Nice.
Wednesday, Thursday, because we probably have 15 to 20 people, so we need at least like 500 Jello shots. So, you know, if anybody's ever done Jello shots, when you shoot them, you're like, man, this is really good. I don't know who did this. Do
They
it
sneak
yourself.
up
You're
on
going
you.
to be like, you know what? I really appreciate someone else making those because it's a big pain in the ass. It's super messy, sticky, not the most fun. Fun to drink them, not shoot them, but not fun to make them. So anyway, thanks again for everybody joining in. Story time with Craig Trapp. We'll be back again Monday. Monday will be less than 5 days to the holiday, so super big week. Robert, I do think we have a promo code today. We should have mentioned it. What was it, June 15th?
Yeah, it's like Fry 15, something like that.
June
Give me 1 second, I'll pull it up. And while I am looking this up, also don't forget, I know somebody mentioned they wanted some more soccer talk. What are the odds at 2:00? Raphael and I will be going over, a lot of the games, all the games in the Gold Cup, the games in the FIFA Club World Cup. He has a couple baseball series that he really likes that we're going to break down some of those numbers. And I cannot find the stupid text from
I think
earlier.
it's June 10th. I believe June 15. Sorry, June 15. Let me
Something
see if
like
I can
that.
find it.
Sounds right.
No, it's Fry 15. FRY 15.
That's
say
it.
15% off
That's what I thought.
on anything, any day passes today. 15% off. FRY 15. No promo, no spaces after.
Good job. What are the odds?
Yep.
In about a half hour,
20 minutes.
20 minutes.
20
Yes, 20 minutes, half hour. And then don't forget about Doc's Daily tomorrow, 11 a.m. Eastern,
forgot about
earlier
that.
time, Saturday, 11 a.m. Eastern. It's a different show. No shoes allowed. No feet pictures, no shoes. Just
No shoes.
No pants.
shirts.
Pants
No problem.
optional.
That's my
Yep,
boy,
pants
Kenny.
pants optional. You guys know what I'm doing. All right. Good luck unless you're against me. We'll see you tomorrow. Go
Who wears
Tigers.
pants?